as the podcast name would say. Rock your brand. So yeah, today I want to, I really wanted to talk about something I think is really important, and a lot of people don't, I guess they don't think about it enough, especially when we're in business, right? When we're in business, we tend to just start thinking about ways to make money, which is totally cool. We got to figure out ways to make money. I get it. We got to keep the lights on, but there's a lot of things that we could be doing and taking the pressure off of ourselves. And honestly, it will probably turn into money somewhere in the business. So let me just go ahead and say a few hellos here to the Take Action Morning crew that's jumping in right now. And also, I should say, if you are here for the first time, welcome. And if you want to go to takeactioncrew.com, that'll take you to the Facebook page, and you'll be notified when we go live. If you're on YouTube, well, if you're subscribed to the channel and you have the notifications on, you'll be notified as well. Let's see here. Okay, Facebook user. So I'm not sure who this is. If you can drop your name in there, because for some reason, StreamYard is not displaying your name. It says, good morning, Scott. Was there at the tail end yesterday. Caught the replay here and ready this morning. Awesome. Lydia, what is up? Good morning to you. Justin, morning. Derek, Atlanta, Georgia. Rise and shine. Good morning. Awesome. Ashley, good morning. Take Action crew. Glad to be with everyone this morning. I love this. Morning to James. What's up? Let's see here. Oh, it's Karen. Hey, Karen. Hot here in the UK for a change. Okay. Is it not typically warm in the UK right now? It's actually going to be really warm here today. This actually yesterday was really warm and kind of muggy. So guys, also what I wanted to do here before we do dive into our topic today, which is really goodwill. And I'm calling it the goodwill method. And I titled this the giving before receiving money formula. Pretty sexy title, right? I mean, who doesn't want to give and then get some money, right? Well, the only reason why I usually kind of frame something like that is because, well, a lot of people are drawn to money. But if you actually take your eye off of the money for a minute and start thinking about your market, and I'll give you a perfect example of this here in a minute, okay? But you really do need to understand that adding goodwill to your market is like depositing money in your bank account. And what I mean is, the more that you can put into the market and really deliver value to the market, you just gain this reciprocity, right? Where people, they want to give you, a compensation, or they want to share. Like right now, whether you ever buy anything from me or ever, it doesn't matter. Maybe you'll share this, which this would be a good time to say, if you know someone that would like to join us here in the morning at 10 a.m. Eastern time and hang out with us and get a little kick in the butt, a little take action motivation, invite them. That's it. No special URL other than takeactioncrew.com, and just invite them to Facebook, send them an email, let them know on YouTube, like whatever. That's how you can pay. Okay. That's how you can pay your way. Just tell someone, right? Now, it's not mandatory, but I know that people will do that. So goodwill is exactly that, right? You're like, well, Scott's showing up. He's not getting paid right now, right? From this. But that's the least I can do is share it with someone, right? Like, that's what we're talking about. Okay. So when you're thinking about your market right now, I want you to answer this question. Okay. I want you to answer this question in the comments right now. Okay. Here's your little action step, your first action step for Sunday morning. Okay. I want you to answer this, and it can be a yes or a no, or it could be even letting me know what it is. But are you giving to your market right now with no strings attached? No strings attached. Are you delivering something to the market, or something on a regular basis, or just one-off? I don't care. Are you adding something to your market with no strings attached? Meaning no way that you're thinking to yourself, I'm doing this so I get this, right? Are you doing that right now? Let me know. I'm going to take a sip of coffee here because it is the coffee talk, and I should be drinking coffee right now. So let's go ahead and see what we got here. Oh, and you guys over here on Instagram, you guys can do it too. Let me know. Is there anything right now that you're doing in your market right now to give value without anything in return? Okay, so I've got some yeses. Okay, Rebecca's here. Hey, Rebecca, what we just did, we just went over a little exercise here. And really what we're looking for is, are you adding value to your market right now with no strings attached? Meaning no way that you are just depending on that to bring money, right? Are you depositing goodwill in your market right now? And just be honest. If you're not, it's okay. And I'm not just saying you, Rebecca, I'm saying anyone. Okay. So are you giving to your market with no strings attached right now? Because here's the deal, guys. Have you heard the saying, dig the well before you're thirsty? You ever hear that? A lot of times people will look at successful people and they go, oh, wow, they started that a year ago and now they're successful. No, that's not how it works usually. If you trace back anybody that you are following or that you're interested in, you look at their past, you look at their history, there's going to be deposits of goodwill, or I call it goodwill, but let's just say value given, okay, with nothing in return. They've just helped the market. Now that help also could be you getting an email from someone and you replying to that email. And you're saying, like, someone asks you a question, hey, I noticed that, you posted on how to catch more bass. I've been trying to use this one certain lure and it's not working for me. Any reason why? And then you respond to them. That's goodwill, by the way. And that's actually really, really strong goodwill because you're communicating one-on-one. Now, what you also could do there, little nugget here, little side tip, you might want to write this one down if you're not doing it already. When you feel the question from someone personally, and then you answer it, that turns into a great piece of content that you can give to the entire market. So what I mean is you could then say, oh, wow, someone just asked me about this certain lure. And you know what? I didn't really know that people were asking about that. You know what I'll do? I'm going to do a video on that, or I'm going to do a blog post on that, or I'm going to do a podcast on that, whatever your medium is. Okay. You're going to then repurpose that in a sense. So I would be like, hey guys, it's Scott, and I wanted to jump in here real quick. I wanted to do a quick video because, Chad asked a question the other day. I got an email and he wanted to know, is there a better way to use this certain lure, like whatever the name of the lure is? So what I did is I answered him, but I wanted to give it to you guys because you guys may have a similar question as well. Here's what I told him. Boom, 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 boom. Right? Now, what does that do? Number one, you created that connection with that one person back and forth through an email. Okay. Goodwill. Now you're coming up with more content for free, by the way, that you're giving to the market. Also, that could be searched for, by the way, right? And now it positions you as being someone that is somewhat of an expert or someone that is authoritative in a niche, even though you might say, I'm not an expert. You don't have to be. If you're a little bit further along than someone else, you're an expert at that, more than that person, right? So that's a great way to add goodwill to your market. Plus, you're able to now, show that other people are asking questions. And that's going to also encourage other people to ask questions. So it's just a great strategy for building goodwill within your market. And you're doing it with no strings attached. Now, in that email, it would be weird if you said, yeah, Chad, here's what you do. I've tried this. And oh, by the way, if you want to buy my thing, here's the link. That'd be kind of weird. You wouldn't do that, right? Now that person, Chad, in this case, might be like, do you sell any of these? Then you can, right? But you aren't going to push that on them, okay? Because you're adding that goodwill. You never do that with a friend, right? You wouldn't be like, yeah, here's the information, but if you want to go buy my other thing over here, you can. You wouldn't do that, right? So that's goodwill. Okay, so we got one down here. Oh, yes, I am a community builder. That's awesome. What is it? Pampered Travelers. What's up? Okay, cool. Yeah. If you're a community builder, then that's someone that adds value as a community builder or a leader of a community. And that's really powerful. Okay. let's see what we got here. We got some yeses. We got James, Karen, Salama, Lydia. Not yet. Okay, but we're going to do that, Lydia. Rebecca, yes, I would bend over backwards for my clients. In my niche, my clients often need personal advice before deciding on a product. I give the advice for free, not expecting them to buy. Great. Okay, Derek, I have to learn better ways to capture people's emails or contact information when I give value. What do you suggest in the best method to get them to paid content or just contact information from free value they are interested in? If you're going to give away like a lead magnet or something, you're going to capture the email, but you're not going to sell on the back end of that right away. Right? You're just going to lead them to more resources. Now, a great example of this is if you're creating blog content, blog posts, website content, a lot of times that post doesn't sell anything in it, or it might refer to products, then you're linking to those products, but you're not hard selling in there. So I would always try to put myself in the position of giving first. I don't collect your email in order to attend this, right? You see, there's no barrier there. Right? But I know that you right now that are watching, and I'm just speaking, let's say to you, Derek, I know that you're here and you're like, man, this guy's not even trying to collect my email. He's not trying to sell me anything right now. And if he did, I wouldn't care because he's given so much darn value, right? That's what we're talking about. You need to almost model what we're doing here. And you know what? If all you guys do is show up here and kind of see how I'm doing this and how I'm operating, and you follow that, you're going to do fine. Because what I'm doing right now, here today, I've done 5 years ago. I've done 10 years ago. In any business that I'm building, that is the plan. That is the strategy. Give, right? And then there's going to be some ways for them to pay us, and not all of them are going to, and that's okay. You need to go into it with that mindset. Goodwill. You need to create goodwill in your market, and the money will follow. Okay? The money will follow. Okay. Charles is in the house. What's up? Greetings from Georgia. Also through the blog articles. Yes. Right. So every single blog article we write pretty much doesn't really sell unless we're doing like a 5 best fishing lures, right? That one there is going to give our opinions or our experience from, these things. And then yes, there's going to be a link there, but it's not saying like, go buy my stuff. A lot of blog posts are just answering questions. And then from there, people get the answer to their questions. They're going to hang around. I just looked at our numbers this morning. I was going over it with my wife and I'm like, man, those 2 brands are neck and neck. We're going to hit 30,000 page views this month. And I looked at some of the top articles and there are 3 articles that are specifically answering a question. Now, those posts were not written with the intention of them buying something. It was to give them information. But here's the crazy thing. Those posts you can probably read in a minute. Okay. The average time on site is over 4 minutes. That means that someone is sticking around on our website. What does that mean? They can bounce to a product that we talk about, a review that we talk about. They're also going to multiple pages, which is also giving us impressions, which means that we're getting paid by the ad networks. There's also potentials for them to go through an affiliate link. All of that stuff happens there, but it's led with a piece of content that delivers value. Now, do we want them to go through and possibly buy something eventually? Sure. But we're not writing that article with the only intentions on selling in the article. Okay. So just try to wrap your head around that. Justin, even having a Facebook fan page for your site is goodwill because you give your audience an opportunity to connect. That is true. And I like that side of it as well. So thanks for bringing that up. Ashley, yes, you are doing that. Cool. Luis, only 1 in 5 of my posts is for a sale. Other 4 are informative and adding value. That's awesome. Good job on that. Good morning. And I'm not sure who this one is either. I think it's either Kate or Karen. No, Kate or Karen's down here now. Okay. We did a lead magnet of a preschool checklist last week. We have probably close to 100 emails off of it. Do we find another lead magnet now that the hype has died down? No. Find other ways to promote the lead magnet. That's it. If you got that much interest from that one, you got to go find another part of the pond, right? You got to go find. Why recreate? I'm not going to say, well, people have been downloading this and did pretty good, right? Thousands of copies. Maybe I should go think about getting, maybe take all the time to build another lead magnet. No, I don't really think I need to do that. And I don't think you do either. I think it complicates things. I think you're just scratching the surface in that part of your market. I think you just got to open it up more. You got to go find more people, right? 100 emails is great, but man, you could get a lot more off that one lead magnet. And the way that you do that, guys, is this right here. Here I am, right? Showing up, talking to you guys. And you know what? I can say this, guys, you know, what I'm talking about here is really like 101 marketing, but it's a lot of what I talk about in the playbook. You want to grab a copy? All you need to do is head over to, if I have my link here, brandcreatorsbook.com. You see how that works, right? I'm not hard selling you right now. I'm like, listen, if you want it, it's there. You can have it. It's, you know, you can go on over there. That one there is a paid product. It's $4.99. You'll buy me a cup of coffee and there's no hard sell. You see how I did that, right? And then the other thing I can say is, you know what? If you want to get our brand growth validation checklist, you can do that by just heading over to brandcreators.com. There's a little box there that says the checklist. You can grab it, download it free. There's also some videos there for you that walks you through how to do it. See how that worked? That lead magnet I created over 6 months ago. That book over probably 5 months ago. Okay. I'm not recreating the wheel. I'm showing up here and I'm talking about how to build a brand. And in this case, how to build a brand means adding goodwill to your market. That's part of it. But then we're just, again, yesterday we talked about multiple angles around your brand, right? Or around your lead magnets. Exactly what we're talking about here today. Again, it just, a lot of times people try to always come up with something new, something new, something new. And you haven't even tapped into all of the potential off of the one thing that you have. Right. And then it makes it where you got 100 things going, you got 100 plates spinning, and we don't want that. So let me give you guys an example too. And again, if you have any questions or comments, let me know. Okay. Also, let me take a sip of that coffee. You guys got to remind me to do that, by the way. If not, my coffee gets cold and then I can't have a nice warm cup of coffee with you guys. Yes, that is really good. All right. So let me give you an example. Okay. Now, a lot of you that you've been hanging out with me, okay? This past week, can anyone tell me what I focused mostly on this week? And I'm going to wait for a minute until you guys give me a response on this. And it might be a little bit of a delay. Kate says, I am disappointed. Out of creamer this morning. This is Kate, by the way. Oh, okay, now I see your picture, Kate. Got to try that old butter in there. Whip that baby up. It's good. Let's see. Salama. Yes. Pinterest. Okay. So we talked about Pinterest all this week. Now, I talked about Pinterest just about every single day. Does anybody realize that me showing up for free, talking about Pinterest, bringing up, really the attention and the topic of this Pinterest thing is also bringing people in to join our class that starts tomorrow? You see how that worked? Like, I didn't hard sell you guys at all. And there's some of you that have already joined. And I can mention it again here. And you guys aren't going to be like, oh my gosh, Scott, there he is again, promoting that Pinterest thing. No, I'm just casually mentioning it. I'm not making this all about Pinterest, but I still get to mention it because I've earned the right to, right? Because you guys are cool with it. And you're like, you know what, Scott? Yeah, the Pinterest thing, it sounds great. I'm just not there yet. And that's fine. Like, I'm not trying to sell any of you. It's only the people that really want it or need it, okay, at this point in their business, right? So this whole week, I took all of my information and all of my topics and I tied them into Pinterest because that's where I wanted the attention to be. Now, are we going to talk about that next week? Maybe a little bit, but you can't join next week. You can only join right now, right? We're closing registration down tonight, actually, and then class starts tomorrow. I actually shot a video about an hour and 15-minute. We chopped it up with my daughter yesterday, and we did some training for the Pinterest workshop. We did that yesterday. We recorded it, and that's going to be going out this week. So Monday starts our first session of that week, and then we're going to do a live Q&A. But yeah, I got a lot of people saying it. Yes, cool. Rebecca got it. Everyone gets 1,000 points. Yes. Yes. Karen, Pinterest and Goodwill. Justin, yes, you guys are paying attention. Cool. And Charles has got a Pinterest question, so I'm going to answer that in a minute. But here's what I'm also going to do. Okay. I am going to remind you that we are here on this Sunday. And if you're watching this on a replay and it's after Sunday, well, this won't be there at that time. There'll probably be a wait list or something. We're going to be starting the workshop tomorrow. So registration closes tonight at midnight. So brandcreators.com/workshop. If you are not yet enrolled and you want to enroll and you want to go through this 2-week long workshop with us, go there, check it out. Now, see, guys, what I just did, Goodwill always outweighs the pitch. Okay. So I want you guys to learn from this. Just you watching how I'm operating and how I am doing this without being, let me just say it, a jerk, right? Like, I'm doing it because I do believe that if you join us, you will get results. I do believe that. I believe that a lot of times people say they're going to do it, they don't do it, but when they have skin in the game, they're going to do it. I mean, that's just common sense, right? We all know that. Okay. You can download a free guide or a free book, and a lot of times you'll see, I'll look at it later. If you sign up and I say that we're going to start, you're going to start and you're going to do it, right? So there's a lot of I believe in this. So I'm going to let you guys know about it, but I'm not going to harp on it either, right? Because we can do more without having to just always harp on it. But I will say, shameless plug, brandcreators.com/workshop. All right. So that's how you do it, right? Not a big deal. Okay. Now let's look at Charles's question here, because it is on Pinterest. But before I do that though, I just wanted to say, I want you guys to think more of how do you add value to your market right now, or how will you? And the funny thing is Pinterest is actually, it's actually a way for you to add value to your market, because you're adding resources or you're adding images that lead people over to a good piece of content. So if you have a really good post over here and on Pinterest, no one knows about it, you're doing them a disservice, because there's people there that are looking for information. It's a search engine, and then they will find you. It'll lead them. You're leaving breadcrumbs to go to your content. But over there, that's just another piece of content that is goodwill, by the way, that'll lead them to a piece of content that will help them. Okay. So you always need to lead with value. You always need to think to yourself, is there something I can create for my market that will give them value, even if they don't buy from me? The other thing I get is people say, Scott, what if I put all of my information into, blog posts? I can't really give a guide then, because I've already talked about it on my blog. That's crap. Okay. Because this right here, again, like I said, you can go dig through my podcast and find all this information. But a lot of people are like, hey, can you just kind of put it all into a little guide or a book for me so I can get it distilled? Sure. Here it is. I went ahead and did it. I paid someone to do it for $4.99. You can have it. Right. So don't think because you put out content, you can't charge for it. Eventually you can. I've done it multiple times. So don't think that you can't. All right. Charles's question. Let's get to it. After you have a seasoned board using your pins and other pins, do you go back and remove other pins at some point? No. There's no reason to do that. And actually, Charles, it's funny. My daughter and I were going over this. When you're on Pinterest, there's not really competition. You're not looking at other pinners as competition. You're looking at them as potential collab partners. Okay. Because Pinterest wants you to pin other people's stuff and not be dominant on your own stuff. Okay. And it's funny because yesterday when we did our, my daughter Alexis and I went through and we did a deep dive on like 5 different niches. And we dug through and we were able to really identify people that were just kind of promoting their own stuff, or they were mixing it. And you really do want to mix it. And you don't want to go back and go, okay, now I want my board to be more dominant. No, you don't want to do that. You want it to be natural. You want it to be as though you're creating a resource and not just all of your stuff. Now, is your stuff going to be in there too? Yes. But you don't go back in then and delete. So that way there, you're like, okay, this board's getting searched for. I want my stuff to only be there. No, that means just maybe you post stuff on there more frequently now. right? And now you're going to start showing up in the latest, right, on that board. But you don't want to go in there and start taking that. I mean, I think that wouldn't be good for the board or for Pinterest. Again, we want this to be a valuable asset for the platform. I have got a reaction from one of my pins, just repinned to a board and it went to several other people shared boards. This is just by doing one pin. I'm definitely going to do more of this. My day job is preventing me to attend the brand creators workshop and I really want to get this. Well, Derek, here's the thing. And I'll say it to anyone else that's thinking this. We start tomorrow, but it's all recorded. So I just actually this morning, I was going through the members portal. We have the members portal where you get to go in, you get to kind of see everything, but everything is mapped out. So this way here, you can go through it. So week one, it's self-paced. You can go in there and you can start it when you get out of work, or you can do it at night for an hour. Okay. And you're really only going to need probably, I would say 30 to 45 minutes a day. Okay. And if you want to say, you know what, I can't do it on Monday, I'm going to do it on Tuesday, then you just take Tuesday and be a catch-up day. But again, this is a live/recorded training. The first part of the training is all recorded. So we're just going to basically make that available tomorrow. At the end of the week will be our live Q&A call. At the live Q&A call, that will be Saturday at noon Eastern, by the way. And if you can't make it, you just submit your questions and then we will address them and we'll go over them. If you have your Pinterest account already up and running after you get through the training, you want us to take a look at it in front of the class, we'll do that too. So that's everything that we're doing there. So just because you don't have the time because you are, you're committed to other things, a job in this case, and you can't join us, you're not joining us live on that part. You're only joining us live at the live Q&A. So hopefully that helps. Let's see. Is the amount of time you spend on launch dependent on the amount of the workshop? Salama, can you elaborate on that a little bit? I'm not really sure I understand the question. Is the amount of time you spend on launch dependent on the amount of the workshop? You mean money? Like how much would I focus if it's $150 versus $2,000? If that's what you're talking about, yeah, you would probably take a little bit more. You would make a longer runway is what you would really do. It's really just making a longer runway. I mean, so perfect example is Brand Creators Academy. That doesn't open until July, right? But you guys hear me talking about it quite often, right? I'm going to have the exact date here. Probably, I would say I'll probably have it this week. We're going to probably start announcing it. It's going to be definitely the first week in July, but we're going to be announcing the exact date here coming up soon. But that's going to be what? A month away, right? 4 weeks away. But also in the meantime, I've been talking about brand creators. I've been saying that we're not open yet. I said that we're going to, so I'm letting people know that we're not open now, but we're going to be open. When we are, we're going to be open for 5 days, right? And that way, if you're on the fence, be ready because we're going to open. And then all of the content will start to really tailor it towards that launch once we get open or ready to be opened for July. So yes, to answer your question, Salma, I believe that's what you were asking. Now this here, our little pop-up workshop, I didn't really have much of a runway. I announced it last week. And then I said, you know what? You know, if we get a small class together and they want to learn Pinterest outside of Brand Creators Academy, because that's where we teach all of our stuff, like live, I said, you know what, we'll just give it a shot. It's $149, right? So it's not that expensive. And I figured, you know what, it's going to be a good way for people to at least get this information, but also they may be a good fit for Brand Creators Academy when we open. So that's the logic behind it. Let's see here. Justin, so you don't pin on other people's boards? You can, if you want to. And there's all like, there's a whole bunch of stuff as far as like groups and tribes. We don't even go down that road yet. Okay. Now we are in phase 2, which also that will be part of the Pinterest training in the future. So anyone that does join in there will be getting access to that as well. So as we build out, it's kind of like you're doing like 2 phases of the Pinterest, build out. The first part is kind of what we're in. We're in phase 1, which is still getting us a lot of traffic. I just looked at the numbers again. We're going to be over 4,000 people to our website again from an account that's less than active, less than 2 months. So it's pretty it's pretty quick to get the traffic depending on your market and your niche. So there's no guarantees, but considering posting content and getting it ranked, which can take about 3 to 6 months, it's quicker. And it's also something that can really start to amplify the current content. So no, I would say more of you're creating your own boards and then you're collecting other people's stuff and bringing them on your boards and filling out those boards. That's what we're doing. Ashley, I'm going to take a sip of coffee before I answer that question. All right. Okay. Would it be good to create goodwill by partnering with local people in my area that are also experts in the market? For example, collaborating with a local rancher and creating videos that discuss different cuts of meat and what they are good for. It would help drive traffic for both businesses and build relationships with people in the community. Ashley, I think this is like an amazing question. I think it's an amazing opportunity. And I think it's an amazing thing that you're thinking about doing, because I think it could do really, really well. I've talked about this before, and I gave the example of volleyball. My daughter is into volleyball, my younger daughter, who's 12, and kind of stinks. The season was cut short this year because of the pandemic and everything, which I get it. Beach volleyball, she was going to do that this summer. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. But my point is this: there's a guy there that's like the lead beach volleyball guy. And the guy is passionate as all heck. Really, really passionate. And I always think of those people that are passionate that don't understand the online space, right? And so I don't know. I'm not going to speculate. I don't know what he's making per year, but I guarantee he can make more if he was doing his own online thing. I know he could, because it's scalable, right? And you can reach more people. It's not the one-on-one. It's not the small little groups. It's scalable, right? So I always thought, like, if I was to go into that market, which I'm not, by the way, I could easily just say, hey, you mind like answering questions on video for me, or showing me drills that people should know, or tell me everything about beach, or tell me everything about the different levels going into college. What do I got to, what do I need to know before I get my kid ready to be, on the college, radar, like whatever. That guy would be that guy. Very similar to what you're saying. I think it would be amazing to do that, because like you said, you're going to draw attention to their business, which could bring more business, right? You could possibly be a partner with them as far as you getting a commission for selling steaks, or for selling hamburger meat or pork chops or whatever, right? Like, you could be an affiliate for that too, plus drive them traffic, plus create content. So to me, that's a win-win situation for you. And I would 100% do that. 125% do that. Anyone else that's watching this, if you didn't just pick up on that, that's an amazing opportunity for you to be like, oh, well, I don't really know if I'm a good content creator. You don't need to be. Go find someone that's an expert and then interview them. You're the reporter now. That's the reporter model that we talk about in content creation. And they're going to have a lot of information that you're not going to have. And plus, they probably field a lot of questions from people that come into their store. Content, right? All right. Let's see. Charles, does the Pinterest class include a workbook? What it will include is a PDF download of the roadmap. Now, there will most likely be some additional resources that we will be building. All of our students that are going through this, and our Brand Creators Academy members, will be getting this. Right now, currently, there's not a workbook, but there is a PDF roadmap that will take you through all of the phases. But as we're going through this, we are going to be also asking you, the students going through this, what is something else that is missing? What is something else that you would like us to create that will make this even easier for you? And if it's a workbook, maybe we got to create a workbook, right? So we're always open to that, Charles. So if you're taking the class, that would be a suggestion. And then from there, we can see, about implementing that. Salma, how much time is good to allocate for the Pinterest workshop every day? I would say if you can do an hour a day, would be amazing. And again, it's not for like a month, right? It's going to be for 2 weeks. And really, I would say probably 5 days a week, right? And it's just going to be, like I said, if you can dedicate an hour, it's probably going to be enough. If you can only do 30 minutes, that's going to be okay. But there's going to probably be a day that you'll be like, you know what, I'm going to spend 2 hours here doing the research, or I'm going to be setting up my boards, or I'm going to be going and spending the time to just find other pinners that I want to use their, their images and then repin them. So there's some research stuff that takes a little bit more time. Some things will be easy to do, like setting up your profile, connecting it to your website. That'll be a step. But I would say if you can allocate an hour a day, like you're attending an hour-long class a day, if that's what you allocated, I think you'll be okay. Now, the opening kickoff that we recorded yesterday is really 2 videos. One of them is myself introducing my daughter, Alexis, and then us going through like the overall strategy. And then the second video that we recorded, probably around 25, 30 minutes, was us doing a deep dive on 5 different markets, and then looking at what is a good market, where are you looking for clues, and then also validating your market. So all of that stuff is in there. So that might be a little bit longer. I'd say still an hour. If you allocate an hour, you should be good. Derek, I'm going to focus on my website and driving traffic to my content. Pinterest sounds like a good fit to get them there to my content and landing pages and posts and to lead magnets to get value. Yes, because this is the way I look at it, right? If you're creating that blog post, trying to use a prop here, let's just say here, the Take Action Effect book. So if you were if this here was your content, right? This is your piece of content. Well, what we're kind of putting that on the internet now, right? And Google is going to find that. They're going to index us. Okay. Now there's some things that we need to do there to help it get optimized. And we talk all about that in the playbook. But what you can do immediately is, if you have a Pinterest account, you're going to create a pin that's going to reside on the post. You're also going to take that same pin and you're going to put it on one of your boards. And then you're also going to create 2 other pins that are going to support this post on your other boards as well. So you have multiple ways to draw attention to this, right? So that is a great way to speed up the process to get traffic to that blog post or your lead magnet. Now, again, if that right there is your website, you're probably going to have a lead magnet that is also there. That there will also have the opportunity to be found, right? Or to be, getting in front of more people. Salma, is the Pinterest account under your name or biz name? It's going to be your business name. And we're going to go over all of that stuff because that is a common question. People want to know, do I do a personal account or do I do a business account? With the business account, you get a lot of analytics. You get a lot of data. Okay. You get a lot of cool things to look at behind the scenes. The other thing is, I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but we've only shared the brand that we're building, one of the brands that we're building inside of Brand Creators Academy. That's the only place we've ever shared that. In this Pinterest training, we're going to be also sharing that brand with you, with anyone that is inside of the Pinterest training. And the reason why we're doing that, number one, I believe we are, we're on our way, right? We're at 30,000, just about 30,000 page views right now. We've got good momentum. We've got a good runway there, right? The other thing is I wanted to be able to have Alexis, when she's teaching this, use a real account that we are using so you can see everything that we're doing, everything, all the way to creating the pins. What does a pin look like? What does a good pin look like? What's a bad pin look like, right? How to create them, how to add them, how to do hashtagging, like all of that stuff. I wanted you to see a real live example, and there's no better way than to see one that we're using. So anyone that is in the Pinterest workshop is also going to see that brand for the first time, by the way, outside of Brand Creators Academy. Have another sip, Justin. Thank you, man. Thank you. You are always the one reminding me. I love it. So if we're sitting there at coffee, you're like, Scott, man, stop talking, man. Take a sip of your coffee. And I appreciate that, man. You work so hard on that coffee and you don't take a sip. Derek says, I have a business account. Perfect. Let's see. Does the business account cost money? No, it doesn't. That's the other thing I want to say here. This Pinterest training requires no additional tools. None. You just need your time. That's it. Okay. No extra tools right now. We're not using any auto posters. We're not using any keyword research tools. We're not using any of that stuff. Nothing. Okay. So really the only hard cost is going to be, if you go through this training, is the cost of the workshop. That's it. Okay. After that, we're going to show you how to create your own images. Okay. We're going to actually give you templates that you can use and modify. We're also going to be adding multiple templates. We have a bunch of templates. We're also going to be adding new ones. So when we do those, you're going to get those as well. And then anything that we're doing in there, it doesn't cost anything other than, you got to have your website. We want to connect that and stuff. And we're going to show you how to do that. Let's see. Okay. Isn't it always better to have a business account versus a personal account? I have a business and personal account on Facebook. Yeah, it is. And I see people using their personal profiles on Facebook. I've never done that. My personal profile is just I don't really post there much at all. I'm really just active inside of the pages that I'm affiliated with for the podcast and also for Brand Creators Academy. That's my group. So that's not a page, that's a group. Sounds really good. Looking forward to the workshop. Awesome, Rebecca. I'm so glad that you're going to be joining us. I think you're going to do great. Have an awesome day. Okay, Salma, we'll see you. Have a good one. Okay. What time is the Pinterest workshop kickoff? Well, basically we're going to be sending things out in the morning. So and again, it's not live, although we are going to be sending the email and it'll probably be bright and early. I'm going to shoot for like 9 a.m. Eastern time. But again, that's just going to be you getting login information and then you're going to access the training. And what we're going to do is we're not going to basically drip it out for the whole week. We're going to give you the entire week, but we are going to make sure that you start. I've got a one section that says start here because some people will just want to jump. We don't want you to jump. We want you to start there and work yourself through. And if you want to pace yourself and just do 1 or 2 lessons a day, then do that. But do not try to go through everything. But the kickoff will be the video that we shot yesterday, which is already done, edited, and it's up inside the portal. So you're going to get your own members portal that you're going to be able to access all of this content. And then the other thing is for our Q&A call, I'll be sending out the information on that as well. All right. So it's not going to be a Facebook page or a group or anything like that. It will be, it'll probably most likely be through Zoom. So anyway, if you're in the class, we'll give you all the information on that as well. If you have a large personal board, do I just recreate the board on the business account at one time or dribble it out? If I have a large personal board, yeah, I would break that up into multiple boards, Charles. Charles, correct me if I'm wrong. Are you registered for the training? And the only reason why I'm asking that is because you're going to have a live Q&A call too that we're going to do with everyone there at the end of the week. But that's a good question because you already have an account. But yes, if you have a large personal board, number one, does it make sense for all of those things that are in there to be broken out if they relate to your brand? That's one thing I would not suggest is, okay, so you're going to let's say that you're into, we'll just use the bass fishing thing, and you have different things in there about bass fishing, but you also have things in there about beard trimming, and you have things in there about men's style, and you have things in there, about barbecuing and stuff like that. Probably not. It's not that's not the right idea, right? You want to, that's your personal account. If you have a business account and you have this thing with personal things in that board, if you want to just leave the board, you can, but I would then start to design the boards, okay, and we're going to go through that so if you are part of the workshop, we're going to go through that and actually help you get your, your first 10 boards created. So that's what we're going to be doing there. Which screen capture and software do you use to create pins? Okay, so the pins we've used Photoshop, but because we're teaching this class, we didn't want everyone to have Photoshop. We're using Canva, okay, Canva, and we're going to give you templates that you can use as well. Ashley, have you emailed people yet that they were in the first 10? I was curious if I was one of the first 10. We have not, and I will be most likely doing that either this afternoon or I'll be doing that when we send out the credentials tomorrow. Karen, how do we access in BCA? Will it post it on our library? Yeah, what we're going to do there, Karen, is there's already a section inside of the members portal for Brand Creators Academy that will be updated. That's one thing I'll be working on today is updating that section for everyone that is inside of Brand Creators Academy. All right. Charles, oh, you're not. Okay, no problem. So yeah, so what I would do though, Charles, is I would create separate boards. And those boards, I would want those to be keywords that your market is looking for. And then from there, start to fill out those. So that way they're your part, Everything is all of your topics, all of your boards should be underneath your brand. And then that way there, it's kind of like different sections of the market or different topics in the market is really what you're looking for. Terry, what's up? Doing well. Thanks, Terry. Thanks for asking. Thanks for joining us. Kate, if we don't have anything on our website yet, probably don't want to pin anything from Pinterest yet. Well, maybe so to your blog posts, but you still could be pinning other people's things to start to build out the account. That's what we'll be working on, Kate, in the first part. It's like building the foundation, and a lot of that is pinning other people's things. So we got to do the research to find who do we want to pin other people's stuff, because there's good pins and there's bad pins, and there's good people and there's bad people. We want to find those. We're going to go through that process as well. And then you're going to just spend some time to really start filling that out. Now, once that's built, then it's, yes, the next step is going to be make sure that we're going to have some content on our site that we can then bring attention to, right? Or a YouTube video or an Etsy shop, like whatever. We can still point people to your other things if you have things there in your business already. And if not, then the next step for you is going to be to build out a post, right? Charles, I have multiple boards. Some are focused, large boards. Yeah, I would create smaller, more niche boards is what I would do there. Yes, makes sense, Kate says. Cool. Gio. Hey, what's up, Gio? Hope you are too. See you in BCA. I'll see you there, my man. Yeah, and I think you asked that yesterday too, Gio. Yeah, all the content will be updated there inside the members portal for Brand Creators Academy members. So all of the content that we're posting in the Pinterest traffic workshop portal, you don't have to go into that portal. You're just going to stay in the main portal, and then it will be in the Pinterest training inside of there. That's how that'll work. Terry, oh, when is BCA open again? It's going to be opening first week in July. Not 100% sure on the exact date yet. I still have to work through the details there, but it will be the first week in July. So yeah, we'll be opening that up to the public, and we'll be letting everyone know as we get closer to. But we are, I mean, gosh, what are we? I mean, it's May 31st. We're gonna be June 1st tomorrow. We're talking a month, 4 weeks away. So that's pretty exciting. And that was the other thing. People were asking, well, Scott, if I don't join the Pinterest workshop now, when can I join in the future? We're not sure if we're going to open this like independently again, if we're going to do it live again. Like, we're not sure. We are going to keep it inside of Brand Creators Academy always. That's kind of where the training always starts. But I was telling people, in order to get in this workshop again, you would have to wait at least until we open Brand Creators Academy, which will be in July. So at least a month. So again, if you are on the fence and you haven't joined yet and you wanted to join us, I'll throw that link up there one more time, brandcreators.com/workshop. And you can join us inside the workshop starting tomorrow. All right. And we're going to have our first week's worth of training up, and then we'll have our live Q&A call at the end of the week, and we'll be emailing everyone with that as well. Now, who's this one? ScottVoelker. These morning sessions are awesome. Was that Gio again? I can't see because for some reason your account isn't allowing me to see it. I think this is Gio. Just joined BCA, guys. Best investment ever. Hey, thanks for that little testimonial there. And yeah, I didn't ask for that, but I appreciate it. Let's see here. When you pin other people's pins, do you base it on the quality of their content or the design of their pins? Both. All right. Again, and my daughter was going through this yesterday. You got to put yourself in a user's position in their mind, right? You got to look at yourself like, what's drawing my attention? Like when I go there and I do a search and I see it, like, what am I looking at that's getting my attention? It's usually going to be a good pin, or it's going to be the text on the pin, right? And the topic. So yes, it is important to have really good quality. But the funny thing is, this is really funny. And I'm not going to share it here, but we do share it inside. But I'll tell you the backstory. We are going to share this this exact pin, by the way, which was created before I had Alexis part of my secret weapon strategy, or my strategist for the Pinterest thing. But we had a pin that was created because in the beginning I told you guys, I really didn't know what the heck we were doing. I'm like, but we'll create a pin, put it on our post, and hopefully people will pin it to their boards, and that's it. And we had this one pin that it got saved and it got pinned and it started to take off, and it's ugly. It's not a good pin. But it goes to show you that it doesn't always have to be pretty. All right. So it has to be good as far as the information. So the post that it links people to, really good. The pin that represented it, not the best, right? But it goes to show you, because we dropped the seed out there, it took off about 2 months later. Okay. 2 months later, it got picked up by someone. They saved it on a board. In that board, it could have been a group board. And then there it started to get some traction. That one pin was getting over 300 visitors to our website every single day. And now that doesn't last always because it's kind of viral in a sense, but it's kind of stabilized, and we're still getting 100 to 150, even some days 200 visitors, from that. So it's just interesting that, yes, you want it quality. You want, and that's why we're going to set this thing up. Anyone that's joining us in the class, we're going to give you templates, but also the framework and what to look for when you're creating pins, and really just the formula that is pretty simple to do. Let's see. Not sure why you can't see my name. Gonna troubleshoot. Don't worry about it. Just tell me who it is again. Is it Gio? Karen, thanks, Scott, for all you do. These coffee talks are packed with value. I love that. You know what, guys? I just thought of this on the fly. Do me a favor. For any of you guys that do this, I'm going to give you something for free. I'm going to send it to you. I have some new shirts coming. All right. And the shirts are, they're brand new. They've never been released. I guess Maisie wants a shirt. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to give anyone that records a video talking about the Take Action crew, the Take Action morning show, the Take Action, crew. If you shoot a quick video, tag me in it on Facebook, I'll send you a shirt. You just give me your address, give me the size, I will send you a shirt. Okay. And it's a shirt that no one else is going to have right now, because I haven't even gotten it yet. It's supposed to be here this week. And it's got a cool message on the front. I'm going to be wearing it here on Coffee Talks. If you guys do that, a little incentive here for you. Shoot a video of yourself talking about these Coffee Talks, what you're gaining from it, your experience, and I'll send you a shirt. Just tag me on Facebook. Just do it on the Facebook page, and just tag me at ScottVoelker, and I'll see it. Do that. If you do that, I'll send you a shirt. Okay. We're going to wrap up here. This is going long on a Sunday here. Let's see. Charles, how much of the Pinterest material is in the brand creators workbook versus the class? The brand creators workbook. Do you mean the playbook? This here? I think that's what you're talking about. Charles, if you're talking about that, the crazy thing is the Pinterest strategy isn't even in here because it wasn't in my process. It's not important that you have that in here in order to build your brand. That's why I'm not that I guess, bent on that. I got to go out there and I got to add it to this playbook. I probably will, to be honest with you. We'll put a section in here, but if you were just starting and you don't have your website, I would say, let's get the website thing going first. And that's what this is all about. This is also a lot about how to map out, how to make your own roadmap for your brand. Pinterest is a part of it. It's just not one that you need until you go through the playbook. The playbook would be first. Now, with that being said, may I add it to the brand creators playbook? Probably in the future, for sure. Let's see. BCA has helped shorten the learning curve for me as an entrepreneur. Time is money, plus lots of awesome people like Scott, Chris, Doug, Karen, and others to help you with questions. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Charles, take a sip of coffee. Okay. Done. All right. Oh, the nameless guy is Gio. That's funny. All right, cool. Rebecca, there's lots of bogus pins on Pinterest that lead to website that don't give quality website. So it's good to check the website out first before repinning. Yes. Yeah, you again, that represents you, right? It represents what you're pinning. That's why it's good to find good pinners. We go through that in the workshop, by the way. Ashley, yes, I agree with Karen. These coffee talks are like my morning cup of coffee. They get me going in the morning and give me the boost I need to get moving. Thanks so much. No problem, Ashley. I appreciate you. Charles, yes. Okay. Iva says, Gio, hey, Iva's in the house. Another BCA member. What's up? Yeah, it's StreamYard. Let's see. Okay, cool. And the playbook is awesome. Someone had said there, and I think that's Gio again. All right, cool. All right, guys, this was awesome. This went longer. I was thinking we were going to go for 30 minutes. Goodwill, the Goodwill method. Okay, that's what it all comes down to. If you are creating content, which if you aren't, you need to, I would encourage you to do that right now. The information out there is needed more than ever. There's more people right now that are going to be looking for information, and you can be their resource. Okay. And when you come in as a resource with no strings attached, it's a game changer for your business. All right. Now, it's not an overnight thing, right? You need to put in the time and the effort, but it doesn't have to be hard. You can simplify it. You can do it without being overwhelmed. All right. But you do need to understand that putting out content, putting out information, valuable assets in your marketplace is goodwill. It is going to come back and it will pay you in so many ways, whether that's money or just people sharing it or people showing up like you guys and helping me share the message. Like whatever it is, it will help you. But you got to also ask yourself, what am I doing right now to add value to my market right now? You heard the saying before, and I'll say it again. You got to dig your well before you're thirsty. And I totally believe that. All right. So just always show up for your market. Keep dropping those seeds. Keep dropping those resources out there that will lead back to your website. Always be thinking about that. Your website is your home base. Everything you're doing externally, blog posts, Pinterest pins, YouTube videos, podcast episodes, like whatever, they're all leading back to home base. And that's where the magic can happen. All right. So don't forget that. All right. So guys, last call here. If you want to join our Pinterest traffic workshop and you haven't done so already, and you want to join us, we start tomorrow. Enrollment closes tonight at 12 midnight, actually 11:59. I guess that would be Eastern time. So brandcreators.com/workshop. And you can enroll there and we'll get started tomorrow and we're going to get rocking and rolling. All right, guys. So that's going to wrap it up for this episode now, or this, I keep saying episode like we're on a podcast. If you are watching this on YouTube and you're like, you know what? I need something specific. Here's what I want you to do. I'm going to pop a playlist right here after this is live, and you should see the Coffee Talk playlist. Once you see that, don't go through it all. Find what you need right now that's going to help you wherever you are in your business. We covered a lot of topics. Today is, what is this, 67? 67, okay? So there's 67 right now currently. Go through there and see which one is going to help you right now the most, wherever you are, whether it's mindset, whether it's building the website, whether it's email list, we have lead magnet, whatever it is, find it, consume it, and then do it. All right, guys, have an awesome, amazing day. As always, take care, take action, and I'll see you tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Bye, guys.